Welcome to the channel A3 today in Watsonville, California with the Carmen Hass, the Mendez, the Loca, the Mejorado, and the Hoop House. This tree overdid it at a very young age, holding fruit like in the teens, 12 or 13, I forget. It took the spring off. And then I pinched back or as close as possible to the collar of buds. Each limb is gonna have a collar of buds. I pushed it back to stimulate bloom, and here's the bloom right here. You could tell right here, this is a little fruiting panicle right there. So here comes the bloom. However, it did escape through a couple vegetative suckers. Again, still the desired cultivar, still Carmen Hass, but it's gonna have to come back. Again, size control. I want it to be productive, not necessarily just vegetative growth. Okay, and let me show you. You want to go back down to these elbows right here, these intersections. That's where there's heavily bud, where there's heavy bud set right there. You're gonna get the mixed buds right there. You're gonna get vegetative buds, you're gonna get mixed buds and flowering buds. So again, see, I hard pruned and came back, but it still escaped with vegetative. So vegetative suckers are gonna get pinched, and then height, I'm sorry about the zoom. Mosquitoes are getting me. It's gonna go about the length of the greenhouse. It's young, it's tender, so it won't be budwood. This is hard enough, but there's no, I'm getting bit. There's no bud, so it already bursted. Maybe if I would have came in here earlier, but it got away from me, and that for sure got away from me. But again, so it's not always just the girth. See, like this has the girth, pencil thickness, but look how flexible it is. It has some bud set, but again, too tender. It can dehydrate. And then this one, it has the girth again, but these lateral ones, yeah. But it's gonna come back. I'll probably come back to right there. Outward facing bud on this leaf. Again, still opening up, all right? And then again, pinch. But here, more bloom buds. So favoring the limbs with bloom bud set, all right? They look like little artichokes, little cabbages, or little praying hands, or little knuckles. That's how you'll know. That's how you know. And again, somewhere here, I pinched back to the bud collar. Right here, I hard pruned. But again, it got away with just vegetative suckers. But I'm gonna prune again. Don't be scared to prune. Just disinfect your pruners and look for like 48 hours to 72 hours of clear weather. All right, that's well over a yard. It's coming back though. And again, these ones pinch. And then we're feeding the EB Stone Organic Citrus and Fruit Tree Food, 16 ounces, and it's Ultra Bloom, the bloom enhancer. All right, again, feeding for that bloom, encouraging flower on a 2-to-1, 16 ounces, 8 ounces. Let me prune it first. Disinfect, all right? Disinfect. All right, take a look. A lot of hard prune limbs, and then the young red tender flushes just pinched. Just pinch, sending it back down, and hopefully it runs and comes up through the flower. That's flower right there. Flower right there. Okay, so now just keep pinching. The more you pinch, the better, but again, simultaneously shaping, so I want it to come out in this direction, so just bend back at that point. All right, just a light pinch on the young red tender flushes. In the middle, I'll send it out that way. Again, just trying to defeat apical dominance. And there's several pinches right there. Again, I could come back aggressive. There's just so much growth. And then again, hard prune as close as possible to that ring of buds. Flower right there. Flower. Again, not trying to let it escape. Look, this was the hard prune on the tall limb. I still shaped, I left it out. But again, I'm trying to get as close as possible to here. I'm gonna get my flower buds, my mixed buds, and even more vegetative buds from right here. Red vegetative shoots, just pinch. And now I feed. I feel good about it. It's still very confusing sometimes. And so if I don't really know what it is, I'll just leave it, knowing that very likely it's gonna be flower. But yeah, pinch. Young red flushes. All right, try not to let it escape. Like hard prune right there. Try not to let it escape vegetative wise, okay? And the more pinches, the better. But it is gonna set fruit. It will set fruit for sure. It's gonna be on a fall bloom. But yeah, I'm seeing flowers, so that's good. I don't want to overdo it. But that's the tree. I went about the height of where the greenhouse roof or ceiling begins. And again, one red Dixie cup, about 16 ounces, and then 8 ounces. So on a 2-to-1. EB Stone Organic Citrus Fruit Tree Food, and its Bloom Enhancer, the Ultra Bloom Plant Food. Again, at the tree's new drip line, because again I brought it in. Get your claw and scratch it in. Do that all the way around. All right, all scratched in and fed. And if it felt kind of tight, I went less, because more highly likely that we're running into some roots, so I don't want to create root damage. So mind the root ball. Again, it's a big tree, and they're typically at the edge of the canopy. Wherever the canopy is, assume that there's root growth there, so just be careful. And stay tuned, stay tuned. This is gonna set fruit in the fall. And it's gonna be a big crop for sure, because it's a big tree. Stay tuned, stay tuned. And then again, I pinched, pruned, and here's my budwood pile. It's good, it's good. Let me know, Carmen has, let me know if you need some. Then readjust the label to a thinner limb. Alright, Carmen has. Loca Mendez Mejorado Phoenix. Comment down below. Peace.